176 million views in 50 days on an iPhone. That's why every YouTuber is copying Ryan Trahan. If you don't understand his system, you are already behind. His secret, the 35% rule. Using it, his series pulled millions of views and over $11 million. Today, I'll break down his 7-step framework. Number 1. He brainstorms 10 ideas every single day, without fail. That's about 3,600 a year. Then he combines them with proven formats to create something new. But how does he turn one idea into 176 million views? To understand it, we need to look at step number 2. Ryan's genius strategy is that he never starts a video from scratch. Every video runs on the same formula, and the flexibility is why it never gets boring. It's not his first time using it either. Last year, one video pulled 38 million views. So let's break it down bit by bit. Watch how Ryan opened this video in just 5 seconds.
Good morning, sleepyheads. It is day 6 of visiting all 50 states in 50 days.
Looks simple, right? But there is a golden rule hiding in there. Immediate confirmation. He pays off the title instantly, so you know you are in the right place. After confirming the click, most creators will jump straight into the action. Ryan doesn't. He spends the next minute and a half catching you up, which is vital in a series, or people get lost over time. In about a minute, he recaps the previous episode, sets today's starting point, where he is, and most importantly, presents today's challenge. He's not dumping facts, he's telling a story, so you can understand the consequences of each action later. And instead of dropping all the context at once, he sprinkles in a joke or a small surprise. It feels natural and keeps it entertaining. But here is the genius move. In this series, he stays at different Airbnbs and rates each stay. Most creators will rate each house at the end of the video, but he does it at the start of the next one. Viewers get a quick reward, and without noticing they have a new reason to come back tomorrow. It's a double hook, satisfy yesterday's curiosity while creating tomorrow's need. Once you are oriented, you need
The game plan.
He sets today's objective, where they're going, potential issues, and sometimes reminds you of the series' big goal. Visit all 50 states while raising money for St. Youth. The reason for a pause before action is simple. A story without a mission is nothing. Now we have a starting point and a goal is where the 4th bit comes in. It's not enough to have a goal, you need tension. That's something Ryan introduced right from the thumbnails, but we'll see that later. So, to build that tension, Ryan showed the conflicts that threaten the plan.
We are out of gas. We are empty right now.
It fits the trouble dynamic perfectly without feeling forced. The best part of the conflict isn't the problem itself, it's how he adapts.
Time to absolutely crush some miles.
That path from A to B, how he solves it, is where most of the story lives. The process is always more interesting than the destination. Then comes bit number 6, achieve it.
There it is!
In Ryan's series, that means arriving at the destination, exploring the new house, what makes it special, and first impressions. It's the reward for all that build and tension, and it usually lands about 2/3 in. Now we hit the calm bit, the reset. We see Ryan and Hailey enjoy the Airbnb, and crucially repeat their rituals. Go for a run, have dinner, or
Jimmy time!
These rituals seem small, but they make the series more addictive. I'll explain why in a moment. But before that, we need to talk about the 8-bit. After a whole journey overcoming problems, there are always consequences. They don't need to be dramatic.
Honestly, the 7-8 hour drives were taking a toll on me. We say 7 and 8 hours, but really it takes us like 9 or 10 because of all our stops. That sounds really bad.
But there are others too, like penalties that roll into the next day, or when they waste a golden ticket. The lesson here is that you don't need big drama to show cost and make an impact. What carries us into the last bit, what gives it all meaning? Change. In 50 state series is the comparison with the previous episode, how much they progress in fundraising and travel. The magic is that these 9 bits also work from standalone videos. This is where you show the final transformation, the before and after. Without it, the story feels incomplete, but with it, the viewers leave satisfied and feels the video was worth it. I call this 9-bit formula the Ascending Circle, a YouTube-great adaptation of Dan Harmon's story cycle. With the Ascending Circle, Ryan hooks anyone, whether they've watched him before or not, by prioritizing quick rewards at key moments and turning consequences into hooks for the next episode. But this formula is only the base. The magic, the reason why his videos feel so addictive, comes from a set of small viral mechanics he uses at every beat. The first group focus on the 3 circles of interaction. Let's start from the outside. From a simple wooden box, Ryan created an iconic character. It's something he added by design, to trigger surprises and problems at random moments. He's the genius, he's not in control, the audience is. With each 50 grand donation or more, the wheel activates. The penalties can be brutal.
Let's see how many hours we have to wait before moving on. As long as it's 3 and under, we'll be fine. Oh my gosh. 5.
This matters because a series needs unexpected moments to work. The Wheel of Doom reminds you that anything can happen at any time, and the community decides when. That's why he also gives donors screen time and talks to them on camera. The result? The audience isn't just watching, they are part of the series. But it isn't only about big donors. Ryan also highlights everyday people who help along the way, even a little. In a YouTube world chasing bigger and bigger ideas, a creator who focuses on people feels refreshing. Seeing someone that could be you show up in such a viral series builds a bond with that person and with the show. The middle circle is all those supporting characters who add some point become the center of the story. This is why Ryan films the series with Hailey. Viewers connect with her too and the format changes. The last circle is the internal dynamic. It's no longer one YouTuber talking to camera. Now we get natural conversation and moments that wouldn't exist otherwise. This effect multiplies on days he collaborates with other creators, and it is a wider YouTube trend. More and more creators film with someone for a simple reason. It's more fun, and that energy shows on camera. Videos get more entertaining because the pacing is better, which brings me to the rest of viral mechanics Ryan uses to build tension. At the start, when he lays out
The game plan.
Ryan flashes a 1-second shot of the house you'll see that day. It's a quick pick, enough to tease it, not enough to see details, so your curiosity goes up. He uses the same trick to seed problems that pay off later, with a quick foreshadow.
It just feels like, okay, maybe it won't go off anymore since we helped it. Oh my, literally be alive again.
What happens next is the opposite of what he expects. That contrast boosts the tension. That creates tension inside the episode, but series have another challenge, keeping you hooked for the next days. For that, the series need a structure. We'll cover that later. But he also uses small tricks inside each video. Ryan takes short moments to talk about what's coming in the next few days. But he's not done. In some episodes he cuts right at the peak of tension. Like when the wheel spins and he ends the video before you see the result. That's a cliffhanger. This tactic creates spikes of tension, but you can use them all the time. So he has another way to surprise viewers during more normal moments. But to know how to surprise people, you first need to understand the 35% rule. When you run a series, or even if you post 1 or 2 videos a week, you are already doing something hard on YouTube. It is tough to keep quality and stay consistent. Consistency is essential for this rule, but you also need more. Your goal is familiarity. You want people to see a thumbnail and know it's yours, to hear a joke and think only you would say it. You don't just want familiarity, you need it, because this means the viewer trusts you. Ryan picks closeness over high production. He films on his iPhone using simple animation and doesn't try to look perfect. That builds a connection with him. But this way is not the only way. What matters is having your own style. That's why you click your favorite creator right away. During the series, Ryan repeats moments like new state unlock, getting a coffee on the road, and jammy time at the end. Each moment has its own music or sound effect, and he doesn't change them. All of these fit his style and create habits. Even the formula stays almost the same as we saw. If 2 minutes in Dev scoped the house and told you the plan, you think of the last video. If you like that one, you expect to like this one too. Still, it doesn't get boring even if the structure repeats, because most of the content is new. That's the 35% rule. Keep 35% the same and make the other 65 different. The 35 you keep builds familiarity, while the other 65 allows for improvisation, so the content doesn't feel repetitive. This rule speeds up filming and editing, but it also helps you surprise the viewer. Once people are used to a pattern, it is easier to surprise them when you break it. These small moments matters because they rehook the viewer. Ryan surprises with quick location jumps, changing the order of sections, leaving music longer or shorter than usual, and similar tricks. Once the viewer has a reference, even a small change can surprise them. The 35% rule helps people come back, but for someone to return, they first need to watch one video. To win on YouTube, assuming your ideas are good, you need a packaging that drives curiosity. And if there is one thing Ryan Trahan does better than everyone else, it's his thumbnails. Hands down, his thumbnails are among the best on YouTube. You can tell because they start trends. Look at these two formats. Do they look familiar? This is just one example. There are many more and all kinds of creators copy them. Just like his ideas, his thumbnails are planned for a long time. And don't confuse plan with heavily edited. It's not about Photoshop, it's about curiosity. Except for 4 thumbnails tied to special events in the series, the rest were created before filming. You can tell because he has no beard in them. I do even say the concepts for those 4 were also planned. He just waited for the right moment, for example, the split penalty, to shoot and finish the deed. You've already heard make the title and thumbnail before you film. I am saying this because you see how much weight one of the best creators in the world puts on packaging. If he treated like this, there is a reason. The same happened with the series format. At first, it was I tried the top 50 Airbnbs in America. He based it on a winning format from the past year and adapted the series idea to it. Then Ryan taught on masterclass in why he's the king of YouTube. Many creators get obsessed with their idea. They've spent so much time on it that they won't change it. That's a mistake. You have to adapt and prioritize what the audience remembers. He noticed people saw it as 50 stays in 50 days, so he adapted the idea to that. This is a big problem if it catches you off guard. Not for Ryan. He probably had that title written down along with many others. So yes, he generates a lot of packaging ideas. But what makes his thumbnails so effective? There are 3 keys I want to show you. The first one is the composition of his thumbnails. They are all well balanced. Let's take a look at the day 5 thumbnail. We have Ryan, the lightsaber, the location, and 2 elements he repeats in the whole series: the small house with the episode number and the state. This one has more elements than usual, so you can see the idea. In general, there are not too many things on the screen. When he adds something extra, it's a small detail that doesn't steal attention. For example, this hiking sticks plus the landscape suggest the Airbnb is at a very high place. But it's not only about the elements. Look at these thumbnails. What do they share? They feel balanced. You see it clearly if you watch the text. He never puts the text in the same spot. He always places where the image will feel empty. To make it simple, if Ryan is on the left side and the tower is in the center, the thumbnail feels off unless the text is on the right. That doesn't mean the text must go to one side. If the thumbnail is centered, he places the text in the center too. Of course, he also picks a visible place for the text. That's why he places it on simple backgrounds like the sky. This brings us to the second key, contrast. In this thumbnail, the sky is a dark blue at the top, so the text is easier to read. He uses contrast everywhere, light versus dark and complementary colors like red and green. But important, he keeps it natural, not cartoony. And this thumbnail too showed the third key, the most important one, concepts. His ideas are original. What's the best way to show a light swap? Swap the pajamas, give Hailey the mic, and add a swap icon. You get the idea fast and it sparks curiosity. He also plays with camera work, unusual angles and frames you don't see every day. Ryan surely has reference for some concepts, but he also follows the rule copy like an artist. While researching, I found a comment that sums it up. Copying with taste, not copy and paste. That's why Ryan drives trends. I collected this analysis and the ones coming up in a quick guide. If you want it, sign up at the link in the description, and I'll send it to you for free. But like I said, we are still missing two things. How did he structure the whole series? Why was the audience so involved? This isn't like standalone videos. You need to hook people from the start of the series and get them truly involved. Even if he didn't know what would happen, Ryan designed the series in 3 phases. From the start, he had to show what was at the stake. Ryan set 2 challenges: visit all 50 states in 50 days, arriving before midnight at each stop, and raise $1 million for a children's hospital. He didn't know if he would make it, and the audience needs to feel that too. But how did he do it? Instead of starting with short routes, he began with a streak of long travel days. In the first video, he also introduced the Wheel of Doom penalties, and it even triggered. That generates tension right away, and it has tension about the future. He also foreshadows the big obstacle of the series.
Is the split. You and I have to find different ways to the next Airbnb.
He makes it clear it will happen at some point, which keeps you waiting for it. In the first phase, we see the beginning and the first steps toward the goal, when it looks like they have things under control.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my...
That moves us into the middle phase. It reminds you this won't be easy, and it reactivates the tension in the series. But there is a problem. Once they face the main obstacle and gotten through it, a lot of tension is gone. To bring interest back, they need changes, so they add new problems. They start getting almost 1 penalty per day, and the fatigue mounts. Ryan also set up the next big hurdle for future tension.
The Gauntlet
Is named for a streak of very long travel days in a row. Even with all of this, the series will still feel repetitive, because many of the mid-phase trips are short. So they swap out the penalties they had already used, and let the community pick new ones. That way, this part of the journey feels fresh until they reach.
The Gauntlet starts tomorrow!
As they get closer to the end, the focus of the series shifts. There is still some tension, but it matters less because people already know they'll complete all 50 states. What drives this final phase is emotion, built on repeated habits, especially the celebrations. Every time they raise another $1 million, they make a cake. It's a way to celebrate with the whole community, not just Ryan and Hailey. The real goal of the series isn't to find the best Airbnb. It was the purpose, a why bigger than himself, helping kids with cancer. That purpose connected with the audience. Anyone could take part and feel included, even without a big donation. Ryan strengthened that community by giving them real power over the series, like letting them choose new penalties for the Wheel of Doom. The community became so strong that many brands joined in. Here, Ryan's authenticity was key. He didn't do paid promos. All his energy went to donations. He only highlighted brands that donate, and Joyride, which was natural because he owned it and it helped fund the trip. As a thank you, many people bought his candy, and he gave back the community in the same spirit, donating himself and inviting people who helped during the challenge to join the final trip. The last video is the most emotional moment of the series. You even see a very personal message from Ryan to his wife. Ryan's big lesson is this: if as a creator you open up to your community, give them a purpose and give back the support you receive, they will connect with you in a level far beyond views. This will be even more important as AI content rises. He saw it coming. In the end, social media isn't about algorithms, it's about people. That's the secret behind 176 million views, and the reason why Ryan is the king of YouTube. Oof, this was a bit effort. I usually make content in Spanish for myself or top creators, so this was a challenge. If you like it and want more content in English, I'd appreciate your support by subscribing. See ya.